What up? It's Jimmy from odds.com. This is a clip from our big NCAA football opening lines show. If you want to watch the entire show, hit the link on the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on odds.com. Let's move on to the next spot on the Friday card. Mountain West, Wyoming 1-2 in the Mountain West at UNLV, 0-4 at the Mountain West, Allegiant Stadium in Vegas. Wyoming opening up as 15-point favorites at 16.5. Now 17-point favorites. This total is at 51.5. And I was, bullish on Wyoming against Utah State. However, I'm not. I think there's too many points now for Wyoming, and it's very, nerve-wracking backing UNLV. But they played a strong schedule so far. Both teams are coming off COVID cancellations last week. Wyoming had their game with Utah State canceled due to positive COVID cases for the opposition, Utah State. So that, to me, is the reason why it's such a big spread, is because Wyoming's game was canceled due to Utah State's COVID issues. UNLV's game was canceled because of their own COVID issues. So their game to Colorado State was canceled. Wyoming hasn't played since a disappointing 34-24 loss at Colorado State. Their run defense has been strong, allowing just 95.3 yards per game. Then we get to UNLV. They've lost all 4 games to start the year, and they've done this against 4 of the top 5 teams in the conference. They most recently lost 34-17 at San Jose State. We now know San Jose State's a good football team. They lost to San Diego State, Nevada, Fresno State, and, of course, the aforementioned San Jose State. So what that means is they've only Boise State is, within that group, or, better probably than that group of the top 4 teams in the conference. They've been outscored by an average of 19 points per game, outgained by an average of 157 yards per game. I wish I knew. I guess what I'm saying is I can't probably take UNLV at this point until I get more information on who is in and who's out with the COVID situation. But this is too many points for a bad Wyoming team, is the way I see it. Back at the Mountain West, let's go to Nolly Knows, Wyoming, UNLV.
Yeah, I think you mentioned it right there, Jimmy. A lot of question marks with the COVID situation. The fact that, one guy tests positive and they're keeping 10, 12 guys out of the game because of that. It's been a big issue throughout the season, and that's a big question mark on a team for UNLV. I mean, yeah, you mentioned it. They played some tougher opponents, but still not a team that looks very good offensively or defensively, And now they face Wyoming, which the only thing Wyoming that they've done has been able to stop the run. They've been really inconsistent, though. A team that I look to more so back when they're at home. So on the road, it's tough to back them. Laying these points here, I think that's a lot of points on the road. But they did handle UNLV, 53-17 last year, albeit Ian Laramie. But yeah, not a game I'm really be focused on. Too many question marks. Not really looking to get involved.
CMac, your hometown running Rebels. Maybe you have a better idea of what's going on with their COVID situation, because Wyoming is not last year's team. This is not a good football team. 17-point road favorites. Can you shed some light?
Yeah, the coach is one of these coaches. He's keeping everything close to close in. You can really hear nothing until right before game time. So they've had problems. You're right. Wyoming, I think Wyoming's better. 17 on the road. I don't want to lay it. Gerald put a great thing there. And I do it. It's UNLV's a bet against or a no play for me. I tell you, I've bet UNLV maybe once the last few years. They're just lay off, or you can bet against them, like San Diego State or something if you feel like laying and beating them. But this is a total pass. Wyoming's the better team, and they win. But like you showed those scores, Jimmy, and out. UNLV's hung around. They're losing 34-17, games like that. They've been in and out. So pass.
What that game? Yeah, they've been close. It's so hard to make a thoughtful prediction when we don't know.
You don't know it. Yeah,
that's the problem. But something tells me that this is too big of a spread for a weak Wyoming squad. To be 17-point favorites on the road is crazy to me. They're so much worse than they were last year. John Ryan, Mountain West, Wyoming, UNLV.
Well, I'll try to be a little helpful here in the way I see the line. Like I hear what Jimmy's saying, and it's too many. But many times when I see a game that is too many, it's telling us that that might be the play. So, and that's only my opinion and my experience with this. Um, Wyoming is definitely the better team, as we all agree, by leaps and bounds. And they're coming off a game and a 10-point loss as a 3-point favorite to Colorado State, and they had 3 turnovers. And this is key. Turnovers, you usually don't get turnovers of that magnitude in back-to-back games. And if anything, there's a propensity for those to reverse. In other words, the coaches, kick the crap out of the players about taking care of the ball, and lots of yelling and screaming, and all of a sudden the team's focused again. And that might be one of many reasons that Wyoming, I think, is the pick. Teams that are favored by 14 or more points on the road after having a game with 3 or more turnovers are 21-11 for 67% since 2010. So I think that's my lean here is Wyoming.
Yeah, and the stats back that up. I can understand the look. I'm certainly not going to move on this today, and I'll continue talking about it with everybody as the week moves on. There you go, Allegiant Stadium, Wyoming, UNLV. 2 games left on the Friday card. Then we move on to Saturday.